So I want to introduce, I mean, I guess you know, but not the people on the YouTube. Alan, he is, and actually we have hundreds and hundreds of people seeing the YouTube video, so you are not really important here. This the important people are here. So you're just doing the laughing or the applauding. No, but you get the real thing. You see, the thing is, people think they can watch the YouTube and they get everything. No, they get only the information. They don't get the energy. They don't get the soul aspect. Yes? So that's the interesting. We think we get the virtual side, the information, that's everything. No, you get only at least a maximum 1/4. So, and Ellen has brought us here now again. Fourth time, I think now, in this beautiful place where he has a resort north Thailand, Chiang Mai, and with hot springs. You see, we are both having one thing in common: total love for hot springs. I don't know where it comes from, but here's like a major place. You can boil your eggs and you have it in your hotel room, and he has even his own land where he's building his own resort. And I want him to talk a little bit about how he combines detox, because this is what he does here in the resort, how he combines detox now since I think 4 years you have for, no? About 4 years. How he used this and how he thinks this is adding. Thank you.
Thank you for coming to Chiang Mai. It's good that everybody got a chance to see what Kieran was talking about, that we both share the same love for mineral hot springs. And I'll talk a little bit about why I feel that mineral hot springs is an important part to this system that I believe is helping a lot of people. And speaking about detox, I'd like to thank my friend Dr. Yu from Shanghai. He's here, and we can talk about a lot of ideas about detoxification. I've had the good fortune to work with him in China to discuss detox and pollution, and you know, how the different applications about detoxification to help people getting over illnesses that the regular medical system overlooks and totally, completely misunderstands. So even though I'm only going to probably talk for a relatively short period of time, there is a lot to discuss about this subject, about not just the discussion of, yes, we have mineral hot springs, sure, we can discuss detoxification, yes, there's supplements and there's protocols and whatnot, but then there's a whole nother side to this, which, you know, relevant to core energetics, the emotional, energetic body, and what I see happening with people who stay at the resort for 10 or 12 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We also operate a dental clinic where we're removing silver amalgam fillings and doing root canal removals and being able to do mercury chelation and removing heavy metals, and then doing detoxification and doing this in a mineral hot springs resort for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, where after a period of days we start to see something that's not in detoxification journals, and it's not spoken about by doctors, and it's totally unknown by the medical system, which is, there's a point where people go through a shift from the physical releasing part, and I could talk for quite a long time about this, and Dr. Yu and I have spent days and days and weeks almost talking about details of what happens when patients go through these, you know, experiences, and you know, with him in his clinic in the city, they still go through it, and it's in one way. In patients going through in the resort, it's a different way where the core energetics, in my opinion, has the ability to identify the bandwidth or the landscape of this topic in terms of shifting from the physical platform to the emotional platform, and what happens and what it looks like and what the experience for a person to go through this hurdle or barrier transition is actually what I'm really focusing on, because I've been doing this for about 20 years, and I've seen thousands of people going through physical releasing of hundreds of different types of problems. But then, okay, problems. Well, what problem? Is it a physical problem? Or is there a cause to this physical problem? And what I find with core energetics is to be able to, it's a viewfinder for me, to be able to look at the possible cause of why the symptoms are there, what the disease is doing there, why it's there, and to help me create a personalized detoxification program to help dismantle this apparatus that they've put together over 20, 30, 40 years, which is their method of coping with life. And they did it as default, like a computer. Unless the computer's programmed properly and it has the right software and has no viruses, then it's going to make some mistakes. And people are making mistakes because they're defaulting and they're responding to life in an incorrect way. And it's very interesting to hear Kieran talk about information. They've got the wrong information. And it took me, honestly, coming from Vega and Mora and EAV and radionics, classic radionics background for many, many years, it took me probably 3 years to understand what he was talking about with informational medicine. I thought I understood. Had no idea. Until, I don't know when it was, that it all of a sudden dawned on me that that is what it is. It's information. The person has the wrong information that they were given in kindergarten, grade school, high school, from their parents, from school, from the teachers, from friends. They were given ideas about how to live life, what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what to think, what clothes to wear, which is relative to social fabric. It doesn't mean that it works. So then you get into understanding dysfunction. So they're basically working with a dysfunctional operating system. So that's what I focus on with detoxification, is to be able to help remove that dysfunctional operating system and those dysfunctional applications. And it took me literally 3 years to learn, to understand that that's what I believe Kieran is referring to, is detoxifying the informational system that they were provided over a lifetime, and then the skill at being able to support that person to feel comfortable and safe in replacing one with another. And then they say, well, wait a minute, what am I going to do now? You're taking away what I've known for 30, 40 years. They have to feel supported to be able to know that it's okay. And some people, they're just not quite ready to accept that that's a possibility, or it's even real. Is it real? Is that possible? To help a person shift a belief system that what they've been doing for 30 years, how they've been seeing life, is pretty much the basis and the reality of why their immune system is totally crashed. There's a relativity there. They're related. Really? They're connected. Interesting. So, yesterday I had the great opportunity to talk with this Dr. Jabu, who's an incredible physician, cancer specialist from Georgetown University. Very rarely get to meet doctors like this in Thailand, and we spoke about how he sees cancer patients and how he likes to use Dr. Bruce Lipton's psychoneuroimmunology to understand the basis of why these people are sick. And so the way they believe and the construct of their program that's been there for 40 years, if they're, let's say, a 50-year-old person, and that this physician and I discussed the details of understanding that we can help the patient remove and detoxify the physical building blocks of why they've been diagnosed with cancer. 7 months later, they come back and they're still sick. How is that possible? Why? Because we help remove the building blocks that were suppressing the immune system. But what we didn't do was we didn't help remove the belief systems that were the platform for those toxins and physical problems to build the house. We might have demolished the house, but we didn't take away the foundation. Interesting. I see my good friend Marco over here. He's like, yep.
That's it. Only people who are working with people so close by understand that.
You know, I think there's a lot to say about this, and I mean, more than I think than we have time for. And so, my understanding of core energetics is that it gives me a viewfinder to see that component of what the foundation of their unrealistic belief systems are based on. And when they're ready, which is why I designed the detox resort concept, is because when they're ready, which can take days and days, when they're ready to feel safe and secure, to let go. When they're ready to go through that exchange process. Okay, I know I have to give this belief system away, but I can't do it unless you give me guarantees that what you're going to replace it with is going to make me feel okay, and I can go to bed at night, and I don't have to sleep with one eye open, and I don't have to be afraid of the dark, and and so don't get me started, but but they have to feel that safety, security. It's like a safety net. And I believe that the resort concept model that I've created is a place where people have a 10, 12, 14-day, 21-day place, space, time to be able to allow themselves to go through this exchange process in the time that they need, because some people can do it in 7 days, some people can do it in 14 days, some people can't do it in 30 days because it's hard. It's hard. It's easy to release, relatively easy to release the candida, to release the toxins in the lymphatic system, to get the silver fillings out. Relatively easy because it's something that the mind can understand. Where it starts to get very complicated is that are they willing to accept that one of the reasons, let's say a 56-year-old male from New York City has prostate cancer is because he's been married to the same woman for 30 years, and every time he sits down to breakfast with her, his blood pressure spikes. Really. How's that possible? And the blood pressure spiking because he's so stressed about just seeing her face. And when she opens her mouth and says, "Pass me the butter," the blood pressure goes up another 10 points. And then his physician says, listen, you know, there's a relationship between your blood pressure and your prostate problems. But is the doctor able to notice the difference between what's causing his blood pressure spiking? That he's not, that he, you know, being married for 30 years is got him in a situation where he feels he's not able to change anything. He has no control over sitting at breakfast and having this process go on every single day. And in his mind, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, if she opens her mouth one more time, I'm going to hit her with the loaf of bread. Does he do it? No. Because he doesn't believe that he can. Is it the right thing to do? No. What needs to be done is it needs to be approached and put onto the table so that he can be educated in understanding that his environment is directly related to the stress, that's directly related to his immune system overreacting. And so, you know, listening to Steve from Malaysia, you know, talking about supplements, and you know, we provide supplements, antioxidants in high dosages, and we find ways to you know, get them into the body in different modalities. But you know, is it enough? No. If it was, I'd be focusing more on it. Yeah, I mean, there's so many other parts of the human being, and so you know, coming back to core energetics, and for me to find that it's a tool for me to, even sitting with this 56-year-old male from New York City who has these health problems, and I find out that a majority of the problems are based on his feeling stuck in a relationship over 30 years that he feels he has no control over to change. The subconscious feeling that he feels that his hands are tied behind his back, that he can't, he's thirsty, and he subconsciously feels he can't reach the cup, you know, like he subconsciously feels it. It's sitting right in front of him. Physically, he's capable of reaching over, but subconsciously, he feels his hands are tied. Can't change his reality. That's very, very interesting. And when you and the point that I'm trying to make, which I had a long discussion with Dr. Jabu yesterday, and it's good that, you know, Spencer was there so he could, you know, observe what it's like for me to have the great opportunity to talk with somebody who has this kind of training, is that subconscious self-imposed binding has an impact on the immune system. And so we can use supplements to boost the immune system. A lot. Therapies. A lot. But until we help that person understand that they're no longer stuck, it's okay to believe that they can do whatever they want and they can be free. They need sometimes actually to be said, hey, it's okay to do what you want to do. They actually want me to say, listen, have you ever considered moving to Jamaica? Have you ever considered moving to Brazil? Have you ever considered moving to the Bahamas on your own, by yourself?
Just 2 weeks in Brazil will cure most people. It needs more severe cases like me that take a little longer.
Yes, and see, what you just said is exactly why I created the resort.
One moment, I just changed the battery.